South Jersey bad boys.
You hit it with some emphasis this week.
Yeah, I had to
From the diaphragm.
yeah, I had to clear my throat a little bit and try and reach you're in the altos. I'm more down in the tenors. Is that how it is? I have no idea.
I think so.
Yeah,
you're
I
like
don't know.
a bass tenor. I'm definitely more
Yeah,
alto.
I didn't do choir in middle school because I wasn't a bitch. I played the French horn.
Played a lot of the skin flute.
Yeah, I played a lot of that in the back band room there behind closed curtains. But no, I had to join the band in middle school. Were you in the band in middle school?
In middle school, I did saxophone for a year and then I quit.
Nice. You were in the wind section. I started fifth grade at trumpet, and then everyone was way better than me because I never practiced. So then I moved over to the French horn, and then someone else did French horn for my sixth grade year. So then I moved to do a fucking not a tuba, but a baritone, I think is what it is. Oh, wow. And then somebody else was on that one. So then they moved me to something else. Every year I had something else because I just had to get shuffled around.
You just kept moving to places where they didn't have anybody else, so that you wouldn't get like beat.
And I was in it, and you got to go on trips like 2 times a year. So I was just like, that's when it was cool.
Yeah.
And then once you got to high school, it's like band geek, like get thrown in a locker, fuck you. Like that was...
It was cool in middle school, I think, because you got out of class.
Yeah.
And also it was just cool to like carry around an instrument.
Yeah. Which surprisingly... In middle school, the only sport that we had other than basketball was baseball, and we got to like bring our baseball equipment like on, just the little bags to school and stuff. So we had like metal bats, aluminum bats we'd walk around with us and everything, and it always was like weird like then. I'm sure you can't bring those out in school anymore.
True.
But
it's funny that band is cool in middle school, it's uncool in high school.
Yeah.
And then if you play an instrument after high school that's like that, like a trumpet or something like that, you're like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, exactly. It goes in waves like that, and you got to either stick it out or you jump out. Like you got out early, you missed out on maybe a couple of Dorney Park trips or Hershey Park trips or wherever. Our bands always went to one of those parks, whichever was cheaper that week. And
what's interesting though is if you're in a band in high school, that's cool.
Yeah.
But if you're in an organized school band, then you're a
fucking
loser.
geek. Yeah, get out.
Dork.
Go twirl your baton somewhere.
You're like, I'm just part of a more organized group.
Yeah.
I think it's also because the music that you're playing sucks.
Yeah, like we just played like covers of Chicago because there was a lot of horns in it.
Yeah.
That or like the song from Forrest Gump.
I like Chicago.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. We got to play it in jazz band, but you go outside of there, it's just like, I was playing some Chicago in my jazz band over at the middle school.
A little Saturday in the park.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, it's a sharp cutoff though, from middle school to high school. But
if they taught you some cool contemporary songs, I think band could.
It could make a comeback.
Turn around.
Yeah, it could turn around. You don't need to be playing any Disney soundtracks anymore.
Yeah.
Squeaking clarinets, all the... I feel like the people that played clarinets and flutes were usually the bigger social outcasts in school. The cool people were in the wind instruments or the horns or on the drums.
Fuck yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
cool
but...
drummer.
Yeah.
They should... If you had a drumline situation... and you really made it like the movie, where like they had an organized band, you compete with the other band, that would be, that could get you some puss.
Yeah, and you just gotta
be cool.
As long as your school down here has a few black guys, you can make it happen.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You got to go out and recruit like you do for a basketball team somewhere. It's like, all those like Catholic schools up in North Jersey that can get people from outside the town.
Got to find people with rhythm.
Yeah, because we're not cutting it.
No.
But speaking of being gay, I went to the Outer Banks with my wife and her family last week. That's where I was.
What a segue. You're talking about you going on a vacation with your wife. Speaking of being gay.
Yeah, it was gay.
Such a loser.
You were down there partying with the boys in Tom's River, getting blackout wasted.
Straight up blacked out.
Yeah. BlackedOutBlack.com blacked out. And I was down there in the Outer Banks waking up. Can I just tell you the layout of this house? Because I don't know if it was like this in Tom's River. We thought it'd be a great idea to choose a bedroom that has a bathroom attached to it. We're like, oh, this is the tits, right?
That sounds like a good strategy.
Yeah. Get in there, queen-size bed, bathroom attached to it. Little did I know the bathroom had a door that was out in the main hallway of the house as well. And we were on the second floor. There was 3 floors. You had the lower level, the upper level, and then the middle.
Yeah.
Our middle one was not downstairs where people might be, and it's not upstairs where the living room and kitchen is. So the second floor was prime spot to go take a gigantic shit and no one know about it.
Oh.
So now our bathroom became the place to drop a hot deuce.
So everybody in the house was dropping deuces in your bathroom, and it would seep into your guys' room?
Into our room, but sometimes they were doing it before I was awake. And our bed was about 10 minutes from the bathroom door, 10 feet, not 10 minutes, 10 feet from the bathroom door. So I had to wake up to somebody's insides just falling out every single morning.
Would you wake up to the noise or the smell?
The noise first. And sometimes you could hear the stream of just either that from like the night before type of thing, or just somebody's insides completely falling out.
That is a really tough thing when you're in a big house with people on like a vacation or a thing like that, and you wake up in the morning, you really have to take a shit, and everybody's asleep and they're out there, and you know they are gonna hear this. This is gonna wake some people up.
And I kind of respect, I don't even know who's doing it. I have some guesses, but I can respect just doing it and just not giving a fuck. Just going in there, didn't turn on the fan, didn't even really close the door, wasn't trying to be quiet, did not give a fuck.
Dude, not to change the subject too much, this is a segue that goes along with that, but it just reminded me, in college, we all got a house. We went down to Myrtle Beach with like a big group of us. And one morning we woke up and there was actual shit on the flusher of the toilet.
Oh, shit. How does that happen?
That's the mystery. We never, ever could figure it out. There was probably like over 20 people in the house. And I think my buddy Mike comes out, like discovered it. And I know Mike too. It like, if he did that, he would have owned up to it. Like, he came out like, you guys have to see this, because how does that even happen? And nobody owned up to it. It was a mystery it was like Clue. We were like going through, we were like, maybe it was fucking this person. You know, in the living room, and then whatever. And we could not figure out a scenario where somebody was they were wiping their ass, they got it on their hand, didn't how
realize
does that
it
happen?
That had to have been it. That's the only way I can, unless somebody purposely
and it was a substantial amount.
Well, somebody could have been blacked out drunk and just tried the substantial amount. Just
maybe that was it. Maybe it was a blackout drunk situation. Somebody did it in the middle of the night or at night and had no idea.
Very well could have been. I mean, unless that happened like a few weeks ago, my only guess at this would be Ryan Foster pulling a move like that. Like a construction worker, porta potty on a hot summer day type of fucking.
Those guys have no shame.
No, absolutely none. And he would do it. He would have admitted to it, though, is the thing.
That's the thing. Those are the guys that if they do that stuff, they'll brag about it. They will own up to it. So that was the biggest mindfuck. We're like, everybody's denying it. So we actually were predicting some of the chicks in the house. We were like, it's one of you dirty bitches.
Oh, yeah. Girls are fucking disgusting. Have you ever seen public women's bathrooms? Holy shit. Right, well, just on our drive down to the Outer Banks, Rachel was telling me about the Wawas we were stopping in and the bathroom she had to go into. They were just absolutely fucking disgusting.
And you know what sucks is that as a woman, you have to always sit. Either way, you know, if you got to just take a piss, dude, you can stand 10 feet back sometimes if you have to.
And it's always another conundrum of wondering how all the piss got in the toilet seat in the women's bathroom. Then again, there's all types of people going in the women's bathroom these days.
It's probably the people, they're squatting above it.
They're squatting above it, and how do you think they aim that? Do they just like kind of like just...
I think it's like
It's kind of like a...
It's like when you got the hose, and you just... and you direct it whatever way you want.
You put your thumb over at the top of it, and you just
put your thumb over the nozzle, and you try to direct it, you know, the stream the way that you want.
And I think there's like a little knob at the top that you can twist to turn it from jet to mist.
Oh man, I gotta find that knob.
I gotta find. I don't think either of us have found that one. So we get down in the Outer Banks, and by the way, it's nothing like what the show on Netflix was about.
Wow.
All those horny teens. I didn't see any of that. Maybe I was just in the wrong place.
They duped you.
They did. I was a little bamboozled. I felt sidetracked. I showed up at some of where all the riffraff hung out.
You came in, you're like, where are the hot teens?
Yeah, where are all the hot teens?
All your friends are like, what the fuck, Dan?
Not even my friends, in-laws. They're just like, oh, we have kids that are teens. It's like, yeah, but like I'm looking for the other ones.
The hot ones on TV.
Yeah. It's like, come on, why don't you tell me? It's like, I'm that creepy uncle. Everyone needs a funny Uncle Dan, and not funny in the comedian standpoint.
For sure, dude.
Yeah.
You're definitely a fucking...
Yeah. I almost shaved the whole beard and just went down to mustache.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, hanging out at the mini golf course, just waiting for them to show up.
I could see you transitioning into a character as a comedian that is like specifically Uncle Dan. Like, that's kind of your name that
Like
you go by, your material that you develop around just, like, uncle personality.
I feel like I need to get into a character type of thing.
You are really good in characters.
I feel like I need to get a character that comes so naturally, and creepy uncle is what does it.
That kind of, you could
Perfect.
slip into that easy.
I just liked in the Outer Banks how it's a big fishing town. I went fishing every single day there, and it's just great to be in a place where you could walk off the beach covered in blood and no one bats an eye or asks a question. Because you can't get away with that in New Jersey. You would think you could, but there's just too many people. Down there, there's not as many people, and they're all on the same page with you. So they're like, oh, that guy was fishing. It's like, was I, though? But, just...
Nobody's asking questions.
Yeah, nobody's asking questions. No one bothers you. There's no pregnant women in pajama pants smoking cigarettes, yelling at their kids.
That is a Jersey thing.
That is such a... And in Jersey, they're all on top of each other. There's not as many people. The beaches are a lot more isolated. There's just one row of people across the beach. The water's so much cleaner. You don't have a chance of stepping on a needle. I mean, I would go down there. I feel like I'll make the ride every year now and just stick to day trips up here.
You're transitioning to a North Carolina bad boy.
Yeah, it's about to. This program is about to turn into
this program. You are an uncle, dude.
This program. This program
I haven't
on
heard
the
of a program in quite a while.
We got to get this on public access TV, and then we can get our program on the program. You got to say program.
6, 8, and 10.
Yeah. But all in all, it was good. Lost the wedding ring, so everybody out there.
Happen? So you're in the ocean. You're on the boogie board.
No, I was getting on a paddle board because I'm a man, and it's not a surfboard, paddle board.
Sorry,
I need a paddle, and I can't even stand up on it. It's like if you try and stand up on a stand-up.
Is it hard? I heard that you have to have a very strong core.
It's a very core oriented because it's not even just balance, but like you use a lot of your core to balance.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, I'm doing this as a relaxation thing. I'm not going to do a workout standing up on something in water that I can't even touch.
Yeah.
It's like 12 feet deep. So, I'm just going to stay on my knees or whatever. So I'm going out there trying to get over waves and everything. Just got done applying.
Like Tom Hanks in Castaway trying to get over the waves.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So I'm doing that, trying to get over the waves. And as I'm going out there, I just realized that I had applied some sunblock, SPF 60 plus.
Oh, there you go.
In case you couldn't tell of all the color I got.
You got to dose it up.
Yeah, so I'm going out there, slippery fingies, like I just, was just reaching them around like the bottom of a, can of yogurt, jar. What are the things of yogurt? Container of yogurts. You ever had and the yogurt gets like stuck in the creases, and you try and get your fingies down in there.
You finger it.
Yeah. So it was like that.
Dog.
It was like that all over my ring finger though, and my wedding ring obviously was on
from yogurt.
Yeah, but it was
out on the beach finger blasting.
Sunscreen yogurt. Whatever. They were awfully slippery.
Yeah.
Put my hand right in the water. The thing flies right off, and then I get off the paddleboard, and I start shifting around on the bottom in the sand, like trying to feel for it. It was fucking gone within.
Did you
2
notice
seconds.
like when it fell off right away?
Oh, yeah.
Like not until you got
I felt it go right off, and I looked, and I was like, fuck, and I saw it drop in the water, and then I get down in the water, but then I realized from shore, it just kind of looked like I was probably pissing. Like I'm just getting out there. Those people you see out in the water, there's no reason for them to be kneeling down.
Yeah.
And I'm just like down there like this, just like
is he taking a shit?
Yeah, it's like now I'm just sifting around for this wedding ring so that so
that's you get another one just as good in a cereal box.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna do that gumball machine. Someone mentioned that, but it was on Amazon. $35 came with the engraving. Anybody wants the link, let me know.
Actually, that sounds pretty sweet.
Yeah, it is actually pretty sweet. So all in all, that's how it all went down.
Nice.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But you know what? We're 2 Irish guys, right? Have you ever been outcasted or had any racial bias thrown your way for being Irish?
If I had any racial bias for being Irish, yeah, I think all throughout high school, people tried to make it seem like being Italian was really cool, and like it was like embarrassing to be Irish for some reason.
Yeah, other than that one day a year where everyone wants to get drunk, then it's just like
nobody had Irish pride when I was in high school. Yeah. Even myself, I didn't understand why you don't just own like whatever it is that your nationality is, because that's like unique to yourself. But I think like Jersey Shore was really popular. It was really like people were really into tanning, Hollywood tans. All the girls were orange. So like the Italian, everybody tried to pretend that they were more Italian than they were. Yeah, I don't know why.
Just hanging out in laundromats in Newark. Like, what is that all about?
Yeah, like fake accents. Just talk loud and obnoxious.
The glasses that started out really dark up here and then got lighter picture as they went down, and they covered your entire face.
Yeah, everybody was like, I'm 100% Italian. And you're like, you have
Yeah.
freckles all over your face. So I never understood that. But yeah, people like would try to act like that was uncool.
Yeah, I don't get it either. It was always constantly a thing, and it's even happening today in Australia. There was a former politician that they call a bureaucrat. He alleges that he was told that he was too Irish to work in Victoria, Australia.
What does that mean? He was too drunk?
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. The guy said that it's really important for you to understand. This is somebody else who worked in their government. You won't hold another senior role in public office. And he asked why, and he said, you're just too Irish. And I was like, what does one have to do to be too Irish? And then I looked up the guy's name in the article, and it's Nigel Finnegan.
Nigel Finnegan, like Nigel Thornberry?
Nigel Finnegan, but I just saw the name Nigel Finnegan. I was like, yeah, too Irish. Yep, too Irish.
Yeah.
But like, what can a guy like that? Doesn't look too Irish to me, but he should be asking himself how he got the reputation for being too Irish.
Nigel Finnegan is pretty goddamn Irish.
Yeah, it sounds like you got what was coming to you, buddy.
I wonder what he meant by that.
Yeah, and
It's funny that he's also using this as a plight of like, they said I was too Irish. You're like, that's not a thing.
And he said that he said this 3 years after it was told to him that he tweeted about it.
Oh, bro, get a job.
He said
Get a job, you fucking loser.
3 years ago, I was told I was too Irish to work in the Australian government, and now I'd like it to be known. And he just like had to put down a bottle of Jameson and stop beating his wife for 2 minutes to tell people this is what happened.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like in America, I guess depending on where you live, like when we were in school, if you had a teacher that was from anywhere different, you're excited. You're
Yeah.
like, whoa, this is culture. You get something with an accent. You're like, wow, I've never heard something outside of New Jersey before.
Yeah, it was always something like that. In Australia, they seem like they're pretty racist down there. They just want everyone to say crikey and talk like Steve Irwin, and if not, get the fuck out.
Oh, I said he's too Irish. I don't know if
that's pretty cool. Better than what I could do. I'm not good at accents like that.
Get your bloody ass.
The only accents I could do are the ones that would get me in trouble, you know? Like doing like Italian accents, Australian.
Accent.
Yeah, if I do like an Indian and Asian.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, but doing those, it's like,
That's true. You could still do white accents.
Yeah.
And it's not offensive.
Yeah,
You could do Italian.
Swedish, Italian, German. I couldn't tell you what a Polak accent is. Russian. Those are all fair game.
I don't even know if you could say Polak.
I don't think you can either. It's like once you...
We're sure saying it an awful lot for guys that are unsure if you could say it.
I just figured I've never heard anyone say the P word before, or if there's about a laundry list of words that come before Polak.
Polak, pop and drop it.
Yeah. So I think, if anything, we've probably hit the too Irish excuse as well. But
how Irish are you? Are you more Irish than me? Do you know?
I've never taken a test.
Get a freaking DNA test, Dan.
I don't want to give up my DNA to
the Govy,
to the government, the insurance companies. Did you see a few years ago the insurance company bought all of that so that way they could determine who on their list had pre-existing conditions they didn't know about?
Wow,
it's like
I am hearing shit like that.
Yeah, that shit happens all the time. So it's just like I'm not going to give it up. So
wow.
I'm just going to assume that I'm Irish based on the color of this. Daniel Patrick Callahan. I would kind of be on suicide watch if I took a test and it's like, actually, you're 85% German and the rest other. Like,
yeah,
I would be like, my whole life is a lie.
You know what's funny? You know how sometimes people will be they look very Irish, but they turn out to be 90% Italian.
Yeah.
You don't really see the opposite of that. People that look very Italian that are actually 100% Irish, do you?
No, there'd be no way. No way with somebody that looks so Italian be like, oh, actually, you're just so different.
Yeah.
It's like you can kind of see who would be like from like a Norway, Denmark, Sweden. Like,
but you see this, like you see like guys with red hair who are Italian. It's rare.
Yeah.
But you don't really see like guys that have olive skin that are like oh, I'm actually all Irish.
Yeah. Unless they thought their entire lives that they were Italian, and then it turns out that they're just a dirty Greek. And then that's...
Nobody wants that.
No, that's just the worst of any worlds.
Yeah. I'm 92% as far as
Irish?
As far as 23andMe goes, yeah.
Nice.
92% Irish. Beat that, motherfuckers.
Perfect, dude. Well, I think both of us can agree on this one, being Irish. That the story of an Uber Eats driver says that he only made 37 cents in 4 hours.
I can't get a fucking job.
Yeah, this is what he said he did.
After how many hours are you like, are you thinking maybe I should call it quits?
Yeah, maybe just doing Uber Eats and just, I mean, the entire business model is genius on their part, but
How many cents an hour is that?
so we made $30.97 in 8 deliveries, but then had to fill up his tank, which cost $30.60.
So he lost a lot of money.
But $30 in 8 deliveries, that is a really small amount. I think the bigger crime here is the shit that people are Uber Eatsing, that they're getting shit delivered. Like $30, I think, would be one delivery. 8 deliveries over the course of $31. Are people just like ordering one taco?
Yeah, right. Like one soda.
Like,
Hey, could you grab me a soda from the McDonald's and bring it over
I
here?
think that's literally Uber Eats will do anything like that from wherever, and I think this is in New York, but
There isn't a minimum that you have to hit?
I would have thought there would be, but Uber Eats is probably just like, we'll take fucking whatever because we don't give a shit about the customers. We don't give a shit about the drivers.
Yeah.
They just make money. They own nothing.
Right.
They just subcontract it to people. It's genius. But like, I just always will call the place up. No one wants to do that anymore. Rachel says it all the time. She does not talk to people on the phone placing orders like that. And I think a lot of people are so socially inept these days that they don't want to do it either. But it's just baffling to me. It's like, I'll call the place up because Uber Eats just takes money from them. They take money from you. And it's like, why the fuck, like, shit like this? I just call places up instead.
They take a big fee, too. What do you think is the next subcontracting thing? Like, they did it with Ubers, with Uber Eats.
It's crazy. It's hitting everything because that is with the food delivery service. Airbnb does it on their side. And literally anything you can think of. TaskRabbit does like handyman jobs where they're the middleman between you and like a handyman.
Interesting.
So,
I didn't even know about that one.
Yeah, you can like, have somebody come over and build you a shelf or something, or put together your things, and shit like that. My wife's been ordering different handymen to come over here and put together furniture we don't even have every single day.
I just thought of one.
Which one?
The same business model for prostitutes. You hop on the app, you find a prostitute near you.
Yep.
They come over, you have a flat fee.
Yep.
People would be doing that every night.
A flat fee, and we could be the middlemen to where we bring the prostitute over.
No, you don't even need it to be a pimp.
Oh, there's no pimp involved.
We could be, like the CEOs of Uber, so it's like there are people at the top, but we're not handling any of the business.
Yeah, we're not in the business.
You have it all set up through the app. Call customer service if you have any issues.
Call customer service. There's a nice woman named Diane who works in accounts receivable. She works 24/7. Has a smoker's voice.
This cuts out the need for the pimp.
The
app is the pimp.
The app is the pimp.
Who does all the coordinating.
So the name of the app could be Big Pimpin', and you get on the app and you get,
Someone's going to steal this. This is too good.
This is too good. We're going to put this out on the internet, so congrats to anybody who actually has the capital to start this app. But, I mean, we're laying it all out. We could at least be a consultant on this. I think we have enough experience in the field.
Slap a patent on it. This is video evidence that this is our patent.
This is our patent. We're going to submit it to the office. It's Big Pimpin'. You log on. It says you got hundreds of free whores in your area. And it's just, and then you just, we don't want to discriminate, so you can't filter, and you don't know, do you not want them to see photos, or yes?
I think that you're going to have to see.
You're going to have a preference.
But then it's like, Uber Black. You can go upscale and you can get really hot.
Yeah, because Uber Black is when you request just the black drivers because you're going to get a Chrysler 300. So, we can do that on this side too. It'll all be within the app though. You can select by age, ethnicity. What else should you be able to?
18 and up. Jesus, Dan.
18 and up. Is there you have to choose 18 and up? Or
you can't go below.
Well, I mean, I just thought it would be standard that it's 18 and up.
Sure. I think for the video we have to.
This is going to be an 18 and older app, but we have a cutoff at 60.
I don't know. There's a lot of people who might be into that.
Yeah, there very well might be. And we're going to require people to upload photo ID, and we're going to take that and we're going to run like a scam on the back end where we like sell fake IDs with someone else's identity theft.
Yeah.
We won't call it that. We'll call it something else, but
Big thiefing.
That'll be our back end business.
Big pimping. No, that is a straight up. I mean, like, there's sex workers out there.
Yeah. Sex work is work. So don't go driving for Uber Eats. Come work at Big Pimpin'. What would our slogan be?
You make your own hours.
You make your own hours. You get to, what would happen if they order a whore and then that girl has to, are they able to decline, or they have to accept the ride, before they can see where it is and where they're going.
I think we do the exact Uber business model where you gotta accept it.
Got to accept it, and if you keep declining more, you get lower and lower stars.
Right.
You don't want to read those reviews from those angry
decline that BJ.
Yeah.
3 stars.
Yeah, 3 stars. It was nice to look at. Yeah, we'll have a whole like sexting model on the side as well.
You could take that business model and apply it to anything.
Just about anything.
Right? Like,
yeah.
Name something else. First thing that comes to mind. Don't even think. Go. A verb.
Horse.
Next. It's been done before.
It's been done before. Dog walkers. They got it for dog walkers.
It for dog walkers. See?
Yep. They got it for dog walkers. I mentioned this on another podcast before. Did I tell you how one of my roommates when I lived in Philly used the dog walking app as a dating service?
Yeah, and you said he cleaned up, right?
Cleaned up shop. Oh, yeah. They would just come on over and they'd be like, oh, do you have a dog? He's like, oh, my roommate has one, but you don't have to walk her if you don't want to. And then, they just have some wine. Next thing you know, I'm like, hey, there's that dog walker I ordered. And why is she walking around with just one T-shirt on?
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm like,
smart move.
Yeah, very smart move. There's a lot of areas of that business model you can touch.
If you are a single guy and you're on the apps and stuff, I never really got too into the apps because I've been dating my girlfriend for so long.
Yeah.
But it seems like the people that get really creative with responses, or like you gotta do something real creative to grab somebody's attention.
That was the name of my game. I just had to say something absolutely insane, and all I would do is just tell them how much money was in my 401k and my credit score, and I could not. That's all I said was just like, I have X amount in my 401k.
Doing that.
My credit score is about a 519. Like, why don't you just?
That's not good.
Well, no, but you had to adjust it based on who you saw. I was judging a book by its cover, but I'll tell you what,
we have a lot in common.
Yeah, they're like, hey, we have a lot in common. And some girls want a dirty, fucking creepy uncle on the other end of that dating app. Right. Other ones will say, I got an 819. I, got a college degree, and let's go out for a coffee. That was the move. You can't go to dinner. You got to go to coffee. It's way cheaper, and it's not at night.
I can also see girls. They should do that. A lot of girls will put on their profiles like no guys below 5'6".
That's always
they
the
should
thing.
Just put no credit score below 730.
Yeah. Something other than the height. I get annoyed at that, and I'm 6'2". It's just like I see it all the time. It's like no guys below this. I mean,
so disrespectful to my
very
community.
Disrespectful. And then they get all up in arms when guys start listing their preferences. It's like everybody has preferences. Let's just come over to Big Pimpin, because over there you're gonna have preferences galore, and preferences galore no matter the whore.
They have to take the ride.
Yeah, they have to take the ride. No
matter how big or small.
No matter how big or small, preferences galore, you get the whore. It's how it's going to work.
There's our slogan.
Yeah.
Preferences galore. Preferences galore. I got to stop drinking. You get the whore.
You get to something. There's so much to work with on that. So we'll get a logo spun up and start that. Maybe ask for some capital around the Philly comedy scene. Who do you think in our comedy scene would invest in an app about ordering whores digitally?
I think every single open micer that we've ever met.
All we would have to do is just go to an open mic and just be like, listen, you can pay $20 to get a whore from Roxborough to come to the Grape Room right now.
Yeah.
And they'd be all over it.
We'll go grassroots with this bitch.
Yeah, that's how we're going to start. We'll put flyers up down in Deptford, and we'll get things going.
South Jersey bad boys, we're at it again, bitches.
Yeah. I did see a study as well. Look at this fucking guy.
Jesus.
This is the guy that says eating grapes can extend your life by 5 years and reduce Alzheimer risks.
He looks like a grape.
Yeah. And this is the guy that says you are what you eat.
Well, this guy's turned into a grape. Look, scroll back up to his face really quick.
Yeah, look at that.
If a big toe was a human, that would be this guy.
He literally looks like a guy that was taken out of a casket and they just stood him straight up. Like, it looks like something like a guy was going to be buried in that suit. And like, I hate people that have those lips. Like, he doesn't have an upper, like, it just looks like somebody that's in a casket.
Yeah, the shadows around his eyes. That's a guy that's in the casket where you go, oh, the makeup's not bad.
Yeah, he looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they said that a study was done where that grapes can have numerous positive health impacts. They can reduce your risk of Alzheimer's and fatty liver disease and add 5 years to your life. They go through this entire thing, and I was reading it, and I was really interested in who in the hell is doing these studies, number one, all these different things. And then I get to the bottom. The California Table Grape Commission, a trade group, provided the grapes in the study, and they also funded it in part. So, like, all these fucking studies that come out all the time, like, oh, this can help you with that, and this will reduce your risk of that. You need to see where it was funded and who provided the products.
That's a great point. Like, if you look at any study that comes out, you really the first thing you should do is look at who funds the study and
who funds it, what their agenda was. They did this on lab mice. So
try to pick out the biases.
Yeah, they did well on lab mice, obviously, because I think there's a lot of correlations between mice and humans. And they ran it, and they obviously were able to find things over the course of a week. But it's just the fact that
that's it? It was over the course of a week?
I think it was a week. Yeah. They were.
Oh, my God. And this is a fucking article? It's like that's not even a study yet. It's been a week.
It's a study, and I guarantee you the California Table Grape Commission. Imagine a trade group. You work for the trade group of California grapes, which obviously is a big wine industry. And that's what they just want to be. Let's get people to eat more grapes. The world is fucking burning and going to hell in a handbasket. And they're like, we need people to buy more of our fucking grapes.
And I don't trust anybody because of shit like this. Look at the Got Milk people.
Yeah. Look how that got us. All it made us was just pudgy, fucking disgusting slobs.
Fat, filled with inflammation, diabetic.
Yeah, got you diabetic. Just didn't do anything for my bones.
Just filled with dairy.
Yeah, filled with dairy. Nothing good.
Now nobody drinks milk. It's so unpopular.
No, and if people do, it's usually an almond, a fucking soybean, a fucking wood milk. I don't even know.
Isn't it funny? Like, now if I were to have milk, I know it would upset my stomach.
Yeah.
And thinking about how much you drank that when you're younger, and now you're like, because you're like, oh, this is healthy. You get older, and now I'm like, this is going to ruin my day if I drink this.
It is. And so many people always comment, all the fucking boomers, they love their boomer humor, and they always shit on the fucking millennials. Like, you guys have peanut allergies, and you have this and that.
Yeah, it's because a lot, you dipshits.
Yeah,
you guys fed us this poison.
Yeah, you poisoned the fucking watering hole, or you poisoned what's the Woody line from Toy Story? You fucking poisoned the food supply.
Yeah.
And now we're stuck eating all the shit that's giving us lactose intolerance left and right, peanut allergies, diabetes. It's just fucking,
The boomers could not have set up this world any worse for us.
No.
They fucking lit this world on fire and left it to burn, and they were like, good luck, you guys.
Yeah, they showed up at the apartment.
They don't give a fuck about anybody, dude.
Fucking boomers showed up at the doorstep of our apartments that we were renting. They lit a bag of shit on fire and rang the doorbell and ran away back to their...
You're going to have to take care of us in a couple of years.
Yeah. Let us go back to our house we paid $5,000 for 45 years ago, and you guys can suck it.
Yeah, we'll take all your Social Security, but when it's your turn, we're all out.
Yeah, and also we're going to jack up the college price another 252% by the next semester that you're going to have to pay.
Yeah.
And all those books that we wrote when we were fucking bored doing nothing, just making money a hand over fist, we're going to raise the prices of those too.
Yeah, and you know what? You guys could probably use another recession, huh? Here's another one.
And we're going to redefine recession for you while we're at it.
Yeah.
And also, buy these fucking grapes. This is the fucking world that we're living in.
Yeah.
What a time to be alive.
Wow.
Yeah, and not only that, but we can wrap on this story too. The World Health Organization is going to rename monkeypox over stigmatization concerns.
Is that really the concern? Guys, how about we come up with a cure before we rename it? Who are we worried about, monkeys?
Well, no, and you better be careful because it says they need to rename the disease.
That was before I read the article.
They need to rename the disease monkeypox after critics raise concerns because the name can be derogatory and have racist connotations. Now,
that accusation sounds racist. Nobody else was thinking that, you racist pricks.
That's what always happens with these things, is that I've heard monkeypox, the name monkeypox, thrown around over dozens of times in the past few weeks. Not once in my head did I was like, oh, that must have come from, not once in my head did that come to mind.
Now, guess what? Now you're thinking it.
Now
right?
That's all I'm thinking of, because some people are like, those are the racists. They're the ones that are like, oh yeah, well, the word monkey is often correlated with, like, what the fuck? And then
that's the concern too, rather than curing this. You're like, hey, hang on a second. People might be offended by the name.
Here's all the things that they need to rename diseases. They said they're going to create a best practice for naming diseases going forward to avoid causing any offense to cultural, social, national, regional, professional, or ethnic groups.
It's crazy.
And minimize any negative impact on trade, travel, tourism, or animal welfare.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah. The last part of that, I get to a degree, because if you name something like after a region, people would be terrified to go to that region.
Yeah.
Like if you get like the Dominican Republic dick disease or something, like people are like, oh, well, I'm not going to fucking go there.
Right.
But like everything that comes and goes, the West Nile virus.
Yeah.
You know, people still go on, river cruises down the Nile.
Right.
But it's common, Spanish influenza, West Nile virus. It's always, that's where
People
it came
still
from.
speak Spanish.
Yeah. It's
What even is monkeypox?
I couldn't even tell you what it is, how you get it. There's been 31,000 cases identified globally since May. So this is nothing compared to COVID as far as numbers go. But it has been an endemic in parts of Central and West Africa for decades. I feel like everything starts, and has been going on in Africa or China for decades before we ever hear about it. Somebody just decides to get on a cruise ship or something, and they just come to the U.S. and next thing you know, we're
enough with the goddamn cruises.
Yeah, enough with this shit. Get off the fucking Royal Caribbean and just
eat at a buffet on the ground.
Yeah, you don't need to be floating on water to do it.
Jesus.
It was not known to trigger large outbreaks until May. So, and it says outside of Africa, 98% of cases are in men who have sex with men. So that's where I think they're starting to get pretty. It's a disease that comes from Africa, but it's largely amongst gay men.
And that's how they're transmitting it?
That's how it's being transmitted. I haven't seen any comparisons to AIDS. I mean, it sounds very similar as far as it was largely back then transmitted between gay men. It started in Africa. This is called monkeypox. Wasn't AIDS started from a guy and a monkey? I have no idea.
I don't really know.
We're not scientists or anything. It's just crazy that they're changing the names of all these things based on the geographical locations because they have some preconceived notions built up in their head.
That's wild.
It's absolutely wild. But I kind of want to keep the name monkeypox because they said that it's going to harm the monkeys. People are going to now have negative, connotations with the word monkey.
I think it's probably for the best. Let us leave monkeys alone. Mm-hmm. Okay? Let people stop banging them.
Yeah, Jane Goodall, you fucking idiot. Why don't you stop banging those chimps? Is she still alive?
I don't know. I think she was in Glee last I saw her.
Monkeypox.
Thinking of Jane Lynch.
Yeah, Jane Lynch, Jane Goodall.
Same thing.
Essentially, yeah. I mean... They both belong in a jungle, let's be honest. Monkeypox was first named in 1958, though.
I just farted. By the way.
That's that monkeypox kicking in.
I just had to get it out there. That was whoopsie-daisy.
That is a big whoopsie-daisy. Remember last week how quickly the podcast cut off?
Yeah.
We're probably going to have to do the same thing to this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one's going to be a doozy.
Yeah.
I can already feel it coming. The barometric pressure in the air over here is already dropping.
Sorry.
Yeah. Whoops. Oh, man. If only YouTube videos could be a scratch and sniff. That or a Spotify podcast. You just scratch your phone and you get to sniff what was in the air at that time. Oh, God. But yeah, monkeypox changing names, 2 Irish, fucking eating grapes. There's a whole conspiracy around that. Uber Eats, but download the big Pimpin app. It'll be on the App Store soon. And no feather in the hat required. You can just come on over to any house. I think we should probably pitch this in Reno, Nevada. Brothels are legal there.
Okay.
And if prostitution is legal, why don't they have prostitution apps? Just like betting apps don't work in certain states where gambling isn't. We can do the same thing there, but we don't care with legality.
It's a great point. They have draft kings. Let's draft some queens.
Yeah, we're going to draft some queens. And we...
Toilet flush.
Well, we've never ended an episode on a toilet flush, so I think that's perfect right there.
Damn right.
Yeah, damn right. All right. We'll catch you guys when we catch you.
Peace.